Hey everybody, good morning, Robb. Today I want to talk about disinfectants that you can make at home. You know, one of the only good things that came from COVID is people learn we have a supply chain. Sometimes it goes away, and you may not always have stuff from the stores. You may not always have stores, so it's always good to know how to make stuff at home. A common disinfectant that people are using at home is a combination of hydrogen peroxide and vinegar, but they're leaving out some important steps. Before I go any further, the gold standard for cleaning at home and disinfect is bleach. I'll give the recipes for different concentrations for you to make a disinfectant with bleach, but a lot of times you don't have bleach, or maybe the bleach has been around so long it's no longer effective because it's out of date by a long time. So what do you use? Well, in the late 90s to 1990s, there was a Dr. Susan Sumner. She was tasked with the job of finding a way to clean meat from Shigella, Salmonella, E. coli bacteria that's on the meat without making the meat toxic. You know, so she came up with a way to use hydrogen peroxide and then use vinegar, or vice versa. It didn't matter which you used first. And she found out that this would kill the majority of these bacteria that were on the surface. Also, it worked for other things like vegetables and so on, or a surface in your home. You know, a lot of people are using this material, but there's some misconceptions. Some people think you could just mix it too. If you're going to be spraying this on stuff, like, you don't want to do that because you'll make peracetic acid, which, first of all, you don't know how well that will destroy the germs and bacteria and so on. But also, it's not that good for you. Anytime you're working with chemicals on YouTube, there's people giving you advice. Always go and check the safety data sheet. You can look up the safety data sheet for any chemical substance that's out there, and you can see whether it's toxic or how toxic it is and so on. So I saw the other day a video of someone telling me how to make a shaving lotion, and one of their ingredients was methanol. She wasn't trying to kill people, but she was trying to help. So always check the safety data sheet if someone gives you advice to use something. It's free. So, but back to the disinfectant. She found out you could use one or the other straight. She didn't dilute it. It was plain 3% hydrogen peroxide. You can get stronger, like in beauty supply, but you don't want to do that because I don't know the formula in. But for the 3%, you want to use it straight. And usually your vinegar is like 5% household vinegar. You can use other vinegars if you don't have the white vinegar, but I think the white vinegar works better than the more expensive apple cider vinegar or the other type of vinegars that they have. So now here's the issue I want to get at. In order for these things to work, first of all, you have to clean your surface. You may have dried blood or fluids or something encrusted, and if there's bacteria on there, just wiping these two chemicals on there isn't going to be effective unless you wash it first with soap and water and get it clean and dry. Now, this is the thing I think is most important. If you are going to have to wash something to begin with, get you a container with hot soapy water. Get a container and some plain ordinary dish soap. Get really hot water. You're going to have to get hot on the stove because usually the tap water in the home is no more than 140. Usually like 120. 140 you can actually scald, but that's usually the high level of it at home, but that's not high enough. You want to get between like 160 and 170, and then you don't want to scald your hands. Just use something like this. You can even get a paintbrush, bigger perhaps, and then you want to scrub it with the soapy water. And that hot water with the soap is going to be like a nuclear bomb on all those different bacteria. So you can destroy the majority of your bacteria and viruses and so on ahead of time without even adding this. But you want to go ahead and add this anyway. So once you clean your surfaces, then you can come behind and either use the hydrogen peroxide first or the vinegar, or vice versa. You can do vinegar first, and you want to spray it, and then before you add the second one you have to wait. Some people online were saying you could spray it and right away add the other one. The optimum amount of time I think is 30 minutes, but the majority of them are going to be killed like within 5 minutes. So what you would do is just spray bottle the vinegar, and then 5 minutes, wipe it down, then add spray bottle with the hydrogen peroxide, and at least 5 minutes. So that should be an effective way. It's not going to actually disinfect you would need a higher level of disinfection than what I've mentioned to actually be like there was no biological life left at all. You know, some of these viruses, germs, bacteria are you have to boil water for 20 minutes before you get rid of them. But basically, this will do the job for most purposes. So a lot of people were leaving out the step of cleaning with soap and water. And if you're going to use soap and water, why not just raise the temperature and do it in a way that you're just going to destroy those germs to begin with, and then come behind with either the bleach. I'll leave up on the screen the bleach formula for water, because some people have like 5% bleach, 6% bleach. This is concentrated 7.5%. And it's best to get bleach that doesn't have any perfumes or any additives in it. That way, if you ever have to use it to disinfect water to drink, you would have it on hand. But you want to put a time or date on these when you get them. If you can't find, there usually is. And I don't know how long you should have them before they're no good anymore. But they have to be always, everything should be, except for the vinegar, should be kept out of the light. The bleach and the hydrogen peroxide, because it's very sensitive to that. And don't forget, always check your safety data sheets for any chemicals that people mention on YouTube that you should be using on, because some people, they're not, you check your safety data sheets. So guys, you can make your own very effective disinfectant if you don't have bleach, and there's no math involved. You use one, then use the other and let it sit for a certain amount of time. Hope this was helpful. I'm going to be adding some more chemical solution videos. I have, in the last 17 years, I've made about 9 or 10 different videos on chemical solutions you can make at home for different things. I'm going to have a playlist. I'll put them together so they're easy to find. I've got over 1,400 videos. So, also, if you need a chemical wash for your vegetables and fruits to get rid of pesticide, I made a video some time ago on a very simple solution, very healthy, normal, inexpensive way to get rid of the majority of your pesticides. So I'll leave a link to it somewhere, and you can look in the video description. All right, guys, take care, and take care. See you out there.